So we're here today with Carley Stenson, who will be playing Christine in the national tour of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels this summer. So thank you very much for your time today, Carley. So you made a very successful transition from TV with Hollyoaks to the West End stage with shows such as Legally Blonde, Spamalot and Shrek. And now with Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, you're going to be going on tour. So are you looking forward to the touring process?
I'm really looking forward to touring. Yeah, I've never done it before, like you said. So I just think it's a bonus to be able to go and see our gorgeous country over summer. And it'd be part of the job, basically being paid to go and see all of the UK. So yeah, I'm really excited. It means I get to be closer to my lot as well because I'm northern. So instead of saying, right, come down to London, come to me, which can be quite expensive and time consuming, it's nice to say, right, I'm in your city, come and see me, and I'm just around the corner. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's like a little mini adventure. I'm like kind of one of those girls who goes into a hotel and like checks out the room and gets dead excited. So
well, I've already done that here today. I'm checking out the bathroom.
Yeah, so you check the bathroom and the view, and then you made up. Yeah.
Okay, so as we've mentioned, you've done some great projects. How is Dirty Rotten Scoundrels measuring up to those brilliant shows you've already done?
It's equally as impressive, and if anything, it's probably got a really good gritty kind of, not gritty in a sense of, it's dramatic, but gritty, and it's a very interesting script. So it's funny, so it's definitely measuring up. I'd say it's close to being one of my favourites.
Brilliant. And so, for the uninitiated, can you just tell us a little bit about the show, and in particular your character, Christine?
Yeah, okay. Okay, the show, it's intelligent, it's witty, it's funny, it never stops. The show is basically about your lovely con man, Michael Lawrence, and the newbie con man, which is Freddie, and how they are trying to kind of go on one of their biggest cons to get Christine out of her money. I can't really give too much away because there's lots of twists and turns, but it's basically, if you've seen the film, it's the film with some fantastic music in it as well, and you're just constantly smiling and you feel like you've had a holiday sort of Riviera when you come out of it, because we kind of set that scene so much. But yeah, I just can't wait. I'm buzzing about it. So
everywhere I look, it's like a scene from a book. Open the book and here I am. Oops, sorry.
As you said, you don't want to give too much away.
I know.
But Christine, she starts out as quite a ditzy, atypical kind of character at first,
Yeah.
but then as the show progresses, you gradually reveal that there's a lot more to her than that.
Yeah.
That must be quite interesting for you as an actress to take a character which starts at quite surface value and then take her on that journey within the show.
Oh, completely. It's lovely, and I kind of, she's similar to roles I've played before, but then that's kind of the challenging part, that you've got to find the nuances that make it completely different as well. And just having this script and having the basis of the film that was so successful, it's kind of, it's a pleasure to take on, really. And I don't want to give anything away because I don't want to review.
Yeah.
So it's really hard. You might have to edit that bit out.
No, that's fine.
Because I did an interview where they actually said it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
and I thought,
It's just
what I'm a bit.
as you said, the shades have got almost like Elle Woods in Legally Blonde.
Yeah,
There's elements of that character.
Elements of that. There's
Yeah.
definitely elements of the feisty Fiona in
Yes.
there. She's not all sickly sweet. She's just dimensional. She's not, she's not just one way. There are different sides to her, as there are to every human. So it is nice to kind of show that, and to not just you perceive her as a certain way at first, and then you kind of get to know her a bit more. And you go, oh, she can stand up for herself, and oh, okay. And so it's nice.
And it ends there.
Yes, it ends
No more
there.
information than that.
It's nice to play as a strong, but likeable woman.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the roles I seem to go for.
Oh, well, that's a compliment.
It's nice. It's good.
Now, keeping with the show itself, as you said, there's elements of like con men and whatnot in there, and obviously scoundrels. What would you say is the biggest con or prank you've ever pulled or been victim to?
Oh gosh, right. I actually went to the press night of this, and they asked me a similar question, and I told this story because this is the only one that springs to mind. When this was in town, I went. Basically, where me and my girls were going out around Bolton, I think it was, and we got a bit tipsy, we got a bit cheeky, and we got chatting to the guy who was about to let us in on the door, and I was like, oh, what's your name? And he was like, John Smith, or whatever. And I was like, oh, nice. Who's the barman that works here, is it? And he was like, oh, Andy. I was like, yeah, Andy, that's it, yeah. Nice one, oh, cheers. And they let us in. So then I went to Andy the barman and I went, oh, John said the first round's on us, is it Andy? And he's like, oh, yeah, all right. Because I knew the names, he just did it. And then he came down and we kind of ducked behind these seats, and he was like, I'll let you off with that one.
Oh, so you did get rumbled?
We did get rumbled, but we did get a free drink.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, and then finally, what can audiences who are coming to see Dirty Rotten Scoundrels or are perhaps contemplating buying a ticket, what can they expect if they come to see the show?
Just a fulfilling, same thing. Just fulfilling as in you come out and you feel satisfied, you get your money's worth because there's something for everyone. It's very classy, it's very witty, like I said. Some great music. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just you go and you have a good time, and there's a great plot and a great story in amongst this kind of beautiful extravaganza of the French Riviera. I just think they'll come out with feeling a bit elegant and a bit cheeky all at the same time.
Play that from a night in the theatre game.
No, it's fun. They won't be disappointed.